Africa is currently undergoing a huge geological change that is going to affect all countries on the continent positively or negatively. Being the second largest continent in the world, Africa has a massive land of about 30.2 million square kilometers and houses about 54 giant countries. Africa is popularly known for its beautiful diversity. The continent is popular for its rich culture, various wildlife, natural wonders, and beautiful landscapes. For many years now, Africa has been splitting at the eastern side, taking a run from the Red Sea, located in the north, to Zimbabwe, located in the south. This splitting of Africa has currently gotten to 6,000 kilometers. A complete break in the land gives rise to mountains and oceans. Kindly listen with rapt attention, as we'll be discussing the rift in Africa and the cause of the rift. Stay tuned. A great rift that occurred is the East African Rift System. The rift began millions of years ago. It can be traced to 150 million years back, the Jurassic period, when South America and Africa were divided into different continents. If you look at the west coast of Africa and the east coast of South America, you will notice they stick together like two pieces. During this period, Africa was in a supercontinent known as the Gondwana, which has been split into South America, Antarctica, Australia, and the Indian subcontinent. The first phase of the Great Rift that occurred is currently known as the Central African Rift System. This rift was caused by the gradual separation of the African plate from the South American plate. As the rift continued to develop, various magma began to rise from the Earth's mantle, and it filled up the space. This effect of the rift has led to a series of volcanoes and has also caused the formation of the famous Mount Kilimanjaro in Tanzania. From various photographs, it is evident how the continent has been splitting into two. The African continent is on the tectonic plate, and it slowly moves away from the Arabian Peninsula, which is on a separate tectonic plate. These two plates will further move apart, causing the Earth's crust to keep getting stretched and thin. There are currently two main branches of the rift. We have the Eastern Rift Valley and the Western Rift Valley. The Eastern Rift has elongated lakes which include Lake Victoria, Lake Tanganyika, and Lake Malawi. These lakes are formed by the downward movement of the Earth's crust. The presence of these rifts causes a depression that fills with water. However, the Western Rift isn't like the Eastern Rift because it consists of steep escarpments and deep gorges. An example can be seen at the Ngorongoro crater in Tanzania. It is predicted by scientists that the Great African Rift is an ongoing geological process that will continue to shape the continent region for millions of years to come. Another instance of a great rift is the eruption of Mount Nyiragongo that occurred in the Democratic Republic of Congo in 2002. During this natural disaster, the eruption of the volcano caused a fissure causing the Earth's crust to open. This process released magma, and the surrounding area began to sink several meters. This eruption as well caused a lava flow, which ended up destroying the city of Goma, which is on the shores of Lake Kivu. Some other scientists say that this rift will eventually lead to the formation of a new ocean and a new continent. Rift valleys are mostly fertile agricultural areas, but the presence of highlands and mountains makes transportation of crops to the market difficult. It as well affects water resources because due to the rift formed, there is the formation of new lakes and rivers which causes flooding. Hence leads to the depletion of groundwater resources. As the natural disaster occurs, there will be a loss of lives, but people would as well evacuate the area. The birth of new coastlines is beneficial for economic expansion. The advantage would give rise to new additional trade ports, new fishing grounds, and subsea internet infrastructure that will help in boosting the economic potential. One of the advantages of the rift is the creation of some spectacular landscapes in the world. This includes the famous Ngorongoro crater and the Serengeti Plains, which give a beautiful scene and natural beauty. Luckily, the Great Rift Valley has not caused any catastrophic events that threaten human life, but it has had significant impacts on wildlife inhabiting the region. The volcanic activity associated with the rift has also created nutrient-rich soils that support some of the most productive agricultural lands in Africa. The valleys and lakes that have formed along the rift provide critical water resources for millions of people, and the diverse ecosystems in the region support a wide variety of plant and animal species, including some that are found nowhere else in the world. Due to the rift, landlocked African countries will have coastlines in years to come. The creation of this has created new opportunities and connections to various parts of the world. Countries like Rwanda, Uganda, Burundi, the Democratic Republic of Congo, Malawi, and Zambia would have a new coastline. The importance of the coastline is that it would serve as a harbor that connects them to the remaining part of the world. The splitting would also cause countries such as Somalia, Eritrea, Djibouti, the eastern parts of Ethiopia, Kenya, Tanzania, and Mozambique to further drift away from the continent, while countries like Kenya, Tanzania, and Ethiopia would have 2 territories each. Though the new coastlines would cost them millions of dollars while they are in evacuation, it as well has its advantages, which include reduction in international logistical expenses and creation of shipping and fishing industries that previously didn't exist. This means that they can finally be connected directly to subsea internet cables. And they would still be in the form that they are because the connection to subsea cables will not be bypassed. Hope you're learning some interesting facts about Africa from this video. Do not forget to like this video and subscribe to the new tourist channel so you get notified when we upload videos like this. Let's continue. Some of the intriguing facts about the splitting. Despite the process being complex, some fascinating occurrences will take place, and they are: 1. Creation of oceans. Continental rifting would ultimately lead to the formation of new oceans. This results from the rise of the magma, which moves to the surface and solidifies to form a new oceanic crust. Over the years, this would create a new ocean basin, a similar experience of what occurred when Africa split from South America and formed the South Atlantic Ocean. Another intriguing fact is that this process is not unique to just Earth. It's believed that similar occurrences would have taken place on other planets, such as Mars and Jupiter. 2. Spectacular landscapes. The process of continental rifting can also create some of the most spectacular landscapes on Earth, including volcanoes, mountains, and deep valleys. For example, the Grand Canyon in the United States was formed by the gradual erosion of rock layers that were uplifted along a rift system. Undoubtedly, the emergence of new coastlines will cause new economic opportunities, and there would be a lot of marine activities. However, Africa would tend to face some challenges that would arise from the splitting, then new routes formed. Will Africa allow foreigners to take control? Would there be some security implications? Due to the large number of citizens, Africa is mostly affected when it comes to displacement. In 2015, more than 15 million people got displaced internally. As the tectonic plate continues to split, it is predicted that the influence would affect the citizens, the floral habitat, and the fauna habitat. It was also predicted that rapid urbanization with increased settlement will cause a lot of pressure on available natural resources, and hence this can lead to scarcity of food and water. When will Africa get split into halves? Using GPS tracking, the different paces at which the rift occurred have been monitored. The Arabian plate shifts away from Africa by 1 inch per year. So it is estimated that it would take at least 5 million years for the continent to completely get split, and it would give landlocked countries like Uganda and Zambia their own coastlines. The impact of the Great Rift can be traced to the invention of the Lake Turkana wind power project. Lake Turkana is a large lake that is located in the eastern Rift Valley in the northern part of Kenya. This lake got its source from the Omo River, which flows from Ethiopia streams and oceans. Lake Turkana Wind Project is a large wind farm located close to the lake. It was built to provide clean energy to Kenya's national grid. However, due to the implication of the rift, the project has been criticized for its potential impact on the lake's water resources and the communities that live in the region. No one is sure if anyone would witness the complete break, but it is sure to happen in millions of years to come. If humans are still alive, people might not quickly notice it because the continuous break of South America and Africa wasn't quickly noticed until after millions of years had passed. The Great African Rift is a fascinating geological phenomenon that has been changing the geography of the African continent. Despite having several challenges for wildlife, it also brings about discoveries and economic growth. It has as well played an important role in human evolution and history. Some of the earliest human ancestors, including the famous Lucy fossil, were discovered in the region, and the valley has been a major thoroughfare for human migration and trade for thousands of years. While the process of rift formation can be disruptive and even destructive in the short term, over the long term, it can also provide significant benefits to humans in terms of natural resources, biodiversity, and cultural heritage. As the rift continues to evolve, it will be exciting to see how the region changes and adapts to these geological changes. We have come to the end of this video. In your opinion, do you think this great change will be beneficial to the continent or rather hazardous? Let us know in the comments section. Do not forget to like this video and subscribe to the New Tourist channel. Also, turn on notifications so you get notified when we upload interesting videos on facts about Africa like this. Thanks for watching and see you in our next video.